I think it's the Baptist Gaza hospital was blown up. Um, Depending on who you ask, and I've spent all day today. Okay, I won't say all day. A majority of today searching through all the video and opinions and news stories and everything about what happened to this hospital. The biggest thing I'm sure a lot of you have seen is the video from Al Jazeera about the failed rocket that Hamas launched, and they're saying that that's possibly what hit it. Hamas, I think, has even said something like that. It's just I'm finding so many things about how one of their rockets wouldn't necessarily be able to do the damage that they did. And then people were saying, well, they stored munitions there, which that is entirely possible that they could do that. But there's no secondary explosion with the hospital either. A lot of people are saying there was no dust up when the explosion happened, which would indicate a rocket hitting. It was actually flat, which then would indicate that it was a ground bomb. Something exploded on the inside. I'm seeing so many things that is pointing to either side at this point. There was even a tweet by one of the Israeli cabinet guys who came out before the thing even happened and said the IDF struck the hospital and then quickly deleted that tweet. And then he posted later that it was a failed rocket. I'm seeing so many different things coming out about this. And so I'm just going to say, I don't know exactly what happened. I've got opinions, but I'm not going to give you my opinion. That doesn't do any good. You guys can come up with your own opinions on that. It's just this is the hardest part of trying to decipher anything war because of how fake things can be, whether it's news articles, opinions people are putting out, videos, because I'm seeing some things on the videos where they're saying the timestamp was an hour too early. And then some are saying, no, the timestamp was right. This timestamp actually means this. And so I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know exactly what happened to that hospital. I'm not. Does Hamas use these civilian things for defense, rocket launchers, munitions, underground tunnels? Absolutely. We know the Hamas HQ actually sits under the main hospital in Gaza. I think it's like the Shafar hospital, something like that. And I mean, I don't know. I just don't have an opinion on what happened with that because there's a lot of speculation and a lot of stuff that can be put around. This is really days of deception type stuff. Anything can be twisted and manipulated with the technology that we have nowadays. It was yesterday, I went on a huge turkey hunt about some pictures that was coming out about burnt Israeli bodies. And some people are saying it was done by AI, but then when you run it through the AI program that's supposed to detect it, if you remove one thing, it says it's human. If you remove another, it says AI. The guy apparently who replaced it with like a dog or something like that. It's just everything is so insane and you can't trust anything that's coming out. And I'm seeing news sites just picking up on whatever side that they want to and just throwing it out there as fact. And that's probably the other big thing that's coming out of this that I really want to talk about. Because I've been apparently deemed a Russian propagandist because I have questions regarding the answers about how Israel was caught off guard with this attack. There's a lot of people that are coming out saying that they have the answer. This is what the answer is. And if you're going to question and come up with conspiracies, in their words, Russian conspiracy theories, then nobody should be listening to what we have to say. And I just want to say, I think anybody who is unwilling to question the narratives coming out, whether it's mainstream news or even prophecy guys, including myself, question everything that I'm putting out, everything that I say, I think that's extremely unwise. Because then we can just start falling into narratives without actually questioning things. Because in my opinion, I don't have any answers on this stuff. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I have any answers. That's why last week I just asked questions and gave you guys some stuff to think about. I didn't give you any answers because I don't think anybody at this moment has any answers when it comes to the Israeli war. But with that being said, I think it's extremely unwise and irresponsible not to question everything that we're being told, whether it's news or somebody like me. I think we need to question all of that and be open. We need to be open to whatever might be coming through, because what I'm hearing as far as the world's greatest intelligence organization with the world's greatest border fence, with the world's greatest border technology, with the world's greatest border security, with all of these things just happen to be napping the exact time that a terrorist group was going to do a full-on terrorist assault like they did, and blaming Russia and China for hacking their computers. I just can't, something doesn't sit right with me on that. Now, I'm not saying that's not possible. It is, but just doesn't sit right. It seems there's more to it than that. And so anybody who claims to have the answer and this is what it is and says, don't question this, I think that's very unwise. And so when it comes to things even like this Gaza hospital, I'm not putting anything past Hamas for what they do to their citizens and everything like that. But like I said last Tuesday, I think it's very important that we separate Israel, God's nation and God's people, from the government that sits in Israel, because the government that sits in Israel is just as corrupt and evil as all of the other governments out there. Russia, China, the United States, Australia, Canada, all of them. And so don't put anything past them. Do we still pray for Israel? Absolutely. Do we pray for the peace of Jerusalem? Absolutely. Do we stand with Israel? Absolutely. That doesn't necessarily mean we stand with their government, and I wouldn't put anything past them. So just make sure you're not falling into that trap of deception, of speculation, and just going with something that you are being told to go with. I just don't think it's wise. And again, and I say this all the time, maybe I should say it every single time I do a podcast. Anything that I say, anything that I'm telling you, anything that I'm putting on screen or showing you, don't believe it at face value. Go and seek it out yourself, because I may miss something. I try really, really hard to vet this stuff. That's why I don't show many videos and pictures and stuff, because I see so many things which I lean in the direction that it could be true, but I still can't sit there and say that it is and put it out for you guys. So anything that I show, question it. And I think we need to question. The only thing that we shouldn't be questioning is the Bible. My Bible's sitting over here. That is the only thing that I don't think we should question, which we shouldn't, because we know it's true. But everything else, if, again, you say, this is the answer, I don't know. I think it's just interesting, because we look at something like 9/11 or Pearl Harbor or Vietnam or anything along those lines. Should we have just taken the narrative at face value, or should we have actually questioned it? JFK. Should we actually question that stuff? Because look at all the things that we found out through that. So why is it just because this is Israel we should avoid questions? I don't think we should. I think we got to be careful of everything. So I think that's it. I think that's all I got on the Israel stuff. So yeah, Wednesday is the day of rage from Hezbollah. They're clearing out the Lebanon region up there, the Gaza hospital. I don't know what happened there. I don't know. But in all of this, again, be willing to question, use discernment, and be praying for Israel, be praying for the peace of Jerusalem, and be praying for the innocent lives on all sides of this conflict that are caught in it, that Jesus is shown to them through this, and they come to salvation because of it. That's the most important thing. Through all of this, pray that people come to the salvation through Jesus Christ. That's one of the biggest things we definitely need to stay focused on. So